Oh yeah, before we get up out of here, we do have to talk about one extra thing. Larry Hoover, Donald Trump. Um, so the breaking news is that Donald Trump freed Larry Hoover. Not necessarily freed Larry Hoover. That's the nigga news. That's the untrue version. Actually, Donald Trump commuted Larry Hoover's sentence, and he went on a pardon spree. Actually, Trump pardoned quite a few people, including Larry Hoover and NBA Youngboy, for the blacks. And I want to name some people. The fraud, what the name was? Hold on, let me get to it. Hold on, Mike.
It's a terrible thing, but because your parents are going to be free and clean. I hope we can do it by tomorrow. Okay? We're getting it tomorrow. Give them, I don't know them, but give them my regards and wish them good luck.
Mr. President.
Yes. How are you?
I just want to say thank you for bringing my parents back.
Yeah, well, they were given a pretty harsh treatment based on what I'm hearing. Pretty harsh treatment.
Yes, sir.
Was your brother fighting also for this release, right?
Hey, I go to the University of Alabama, and I saw you speak, and I said, that's the greatest presidential speech I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, that's good. I was just there. I gave the commencement. What a great group of people. If you were in the audience, you have to be good. What a good school it was, and I love Alabama. I love Alabama. It's that school is really, that was very impressive when I was there. Yeah, I think I did a good job. I got a lot of good comments on that one, so that's good. I love doing that with great young people.
Kicked out of class.
Yeah, he got kicked out of class for defending you. It was pretty interesting.
Gee, I'm surprised because University of Alabama, if we took a vote, I'd get 90% of the vote, right?
You sure would.
Exactly.
Maybe more, actually. But anyway, well, you keep fighting. Congratulate your parents.
Congratulations, Savannah.
And Alice had a lot to do with this. And just congratulate your parents. And I hear they're terrific people. This should not have happened. So, and you
Thank
just
you so
take
much.
care. Boy, they have good children. You're no longer children, but I'll say.
So he rounding up all the criminals. Criminals all over the world are rejoicing. I mean, more than just criminals. That's not completely fair. I admit that's not completely fair. But funny ain't fair. Favor ain't fair either. So he's also it's been said that Kentrell was pardoned. If you don't know who Kentrell is, that is NBA Youngboy. So NBA Youngboy, I want to thank President Trump for granting me a pardon and giving me the opportunity to keep building as a man, as a father, and as an artist. This moment means a lot. It opens the door to a future I've worked hard for, and I am fully prepared. The boy say fully prepared to step into this. Big thanks to the pardon czar, Miss Alex Marie Johnson. Yes, shout out to her. Get a black woman a credit for fighting for second chances for so many people. And to my lawyer, Brittany K. Barnett, for being in my corner and all your hard work to make this possible. And thank you for everyone who believed in me. I'm grateful, I'm focused, I'm ready. Kentrell. Yes, sir. And that's the NBA Youngboy, who also received a presidential pardon during the pardon spree. They got you. They got you well with the fist in the air. You know what I'm saying? This time he ain't saying fight. I guess this time what he's supposed to be saying? Black and white power together, American power, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm play along. But even though I feel a lot of this was for the headlines, I think that it's a good thing. I applaud it, and I ain't mad at it, man. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Trumpy. Good move, Trump. I guess, you know, I just want everybody to start getting more money, and I want you to, know what I'm saying, start impeding on people's freedoms and more. But I guess y'all got to say that
7 million to the
who was right? Ye was right. Ye was definitely
7 million
right.
to the 9 million surrounding suburbs where we can create some factories. Now, I think it would be cool for them to be Trump factories because he's a master of industry. He's a builder. And I think it would be cool to have Yeezy ideation centers, which would be a mix of education that empowers people and gives them modern information. Like sometimes people say, this kid has ADD, this kid has ADD. You don't have ADD, school is boring. It was boring, it's not as exciting as this. We have to make it more exciting, we have to mix curriculums. You play basketball while you're doing math. You learn about music while you meditate in the morning. We have to instate mental health and art programs back into the city. So those are, and also Larry Hoover is an example of a man that was turning his life around. And as soon as he tried to turn his life around, they hit him with 6 life sentences. So I believe you say don't tear down the statues. Larry Hoover is a living statue. He's a beacon for us that needs to see his family, that needs to go out and represent. When you have a block leader on every single block, they can own the block as their own. That's something I learned from Jim Brown, from A Mayor I Can. We need to put curriculums from people who really came from the streets, not people who are just trying to set us up to go into a work system or prison system that applies to what people are really going through, which Jim Brown has created.
What about gun violence with all the debate about the Second Amendment going on?
The problem is illegal guns. Illegal guns is the problem, not legal guns. We have the right to bear arms.
All right, yeah, hammering in those points there, Kanye. But I got to give credit where credit's due. Them boys, them guys, them men have been fighting for Hoover's freedom for a very long time. Although this is not exactly Larry Hoover being free, this is actually still a good move because you say what you want. There's been people that's been saying that state time is harder than Fed time, but he's still in Chicago now, and he's one step closer. Maybe they could lobby now with the governor and get the governor to step in and grant a pardon to Larry Hoover. I don't think that it would be the best headline for the president to grant a pardon to I guess I'd say alleged but convicted murderer. But it is, we have to just call it how we see it. You know what I'm saying? It's a win for Alice Marie Johnson. It's a win for the American people, and it's a win for the president. He also pardoned Todd and Julie Chrisley. Is who the other 2 people was. Todd and Julie Chrisley were also pardoned, and they were known for fraud. They had a fraud case, you know what I'm saying, they had going on out here in these streets. And so the president, making headlines, you know what I'm saying? Hate it or love it, you know what I'm saying? Making the headlines to make the people talk in the good graces of him. So we could be mad, or we could, let's talk to some of the people that's mad about it. Let's get a couple of let's find a TikTok of somebody that got something to say about this.
Right now, ethics officials and former pardon attorneys are sounding the alarm over Donald Trump's possible corruption over these pardons that he has executed over the past 3 days. First, today, Donald Trump pardoned a former healthcare executive who stole $10 million from employees of his nursing homes to buy himself a luxury yacht and a Cartier watch. But he executed this pardon just weeks after the nursing home executive's mother donated $1 million to Trump's campaign. Then, Trump pardoned Julie and Todd Chrisley, who were convicted of millions of dollars worth of bank fraud, and he pardoned them after months of lobbying by Savannah Chrisley, the Chrisley's daughter, who was a top Trump surrogate on the campaign trail. Yesterday, Donald Trump pardoned a sheriff who was convicted of giving law enforcement badges and deputizing Americans who had no formal training in exchange for money, bribes. Why? Well, it's likely because he was a Trump supporter. And not enough people are talking about this, so spread the word and follow along, stay up to date on all the news you need to know about.
All right, so there are some folks that's not too happy about what the orange 4547 is out here doing. That's to say the least. But okay, everybody can't be satisfied. You know, you're not gonna make everybody happy, but he damn sure made the right people happy. With this one, I ain't gonna lie, because I even had to get out here and say, you know, Larry Hoover, he pardoned Larry Hoover, but no, he commuted the sentence of Larry Hoover, and what does that mean exactly? Well, we'll just say that Donald Trump has given Larry Hoover and his supporters some hope and something to talk about, and brought Larry Hoover this close to being at least freed in his state. He, you know, at least in state prison, he still has to serve. Because even I had it wrong the other day. I was like, oh yeah, he's free, but he still got to serve. You know, his close to 200-year sentence. And I think that the sentencing of Larry Hoover was just outrageous. It's just outrageous. Like, you got a 200-year state sentence, bro. Like, that is absolutely crazy. So,
Donald Trump continues to do what Biden couldn't. He just freed Larry Hoover. God damn it.
See that, and that's what it does. It gets folks taking off over shit like that, right? Because this is not necessarily accurate. But this
Trump
is me.
Just commuted the sentence of Larry Hoover. I told y'all, Trump won the culture war, and he does what Biden could never. Biden had the opportunity to do this. He didn't do it. Donald Trump is such a racist that he just freed Larry Hoover. Donald Trump is such a racist that he just freed Larry Hoover.
Now I want to also address that point, right? Because I have to kind of give credit what credit's due, and I also got a little pushback to that, because I could just say, man, just because this political move and just because Massa has slaves in the household, at the table even, or maybe in his bedroom from time to time, don't mean that Massa is still not ultimately Massa to many other people out here and doing things to detriment of their lifestyle and livelihood. So I'll just leave that there. But I feel you, brother. Again, many people were happy, and man, there was many people that was rejoicing, rightfully so, because it was a good move. It was like, as the brother said, a move that Biden did not do. But some folks may not see it that way. Some folks still may see it as pandering towards a certain type of people, and really, giving sympathizing to criminals, even if there are decades behind them. Even if the crimes are decades behind them, ultimately, Donald Trump was still pandering to criminals and those of the criminal lifestyle. And I too have come from that lifestyle, so I don't really have too much pushback. But I will say, as a whole, black folks, we also have to get at some point move on from just categorizing, sympathizing, and relating to criminality and the lifestyle of it. There is a possible way that we also that we I mean there is the surface and not even surface, but what's the word that I'm looking for? Apparent. There's a parent that, of course, coming up in this country and being policed in the ways that we have from Jim Crow, from slavery to Jim Crow to even just present day, that black folks may have to break the law or go against the law that was not designed with us in mind. We'll be clear with that. The laws wasn't designed with us in mind, but at the same time, a lot of them are just very universal that sometimes we don't want to, some of us may not want to follow. So those that don't want to follow the laws and things of that nature, or they just seem to relate to more outlaw lifestyle, we get that off. We get that off in our music. We get that off in our movies. We get that off in our books, paintings, art, creativity, and, in our neighborhoods. But that's not something that we just also have to just adopt and just be so endeared and just so attached to. There are a lot more accomplishments and a lot more traits and a lot more culture and attitude from black folks than criminality. And we can move forward with that. And I'll just leave it at that. But I'm not mad at the gesture. I heard there might be rumors that I'm talking about Bit Meech. Bit Larry Hoover might not even accepted that part. He might have seen through that bullshit. Like, hey man, that shit ain't really hurt. That shit ain't really helping me like that, my boy. He might not even accepted it, man. But again, for what it was worth and what it was meant to do, it was a good move for that. And with that being said, I'll go ahead and move on. And get ready to go ahead and close this thing on out. Just appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been doing, giving us for the last few, not episodes, let's say years. And it's nothing but up. It's up and it's stuck, man. We getting a lot more creative over here. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to make everything look good, make everything move seamlessly. We getting side interviews and content going on the channel, and our colleagues are doing the same. So we got an ultimate. We got some real good talent brewing over here. Shout out to Only Heaven and her show. I haven't at her show. Enjoy myself, and I invite Mama Heaven, listen, and whole teams and all this shit. Yeah, we working, man, and we doing more than that because y'all gonna see us all over the entertainment industry. So, thank you.